Hey guys, welcome back! If you're new here, my name is Alina and I love my Instant Pot. And this is where we share our healthy Instant Pot recipes every Friday 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're new here, once again, make sure to hit the subscribe and the bell icon to get new notifications every time we post new recipe. Today we are making Instant Pot lentil soup. I have been wanting to make it for a while because I love soups. Fall and winter are my favorite because of the soup. Everyone in my family will eat it. It's cheap and it's pretty easy to make. Lentil soup is hearty, delicious. It's also vegan, made totally out of plants, which makes it super healthy, but we're gonna put some Parmesan cheese on top, but you don't have to. So make sure you stay till the end where I will share the flavor booster of all flavor boosters for all soups that takes any soup from 0 to hero. And plus, we also had a little fridge malfunction, so we're gonna go over how we take advantage of that so no food goes to waste and make our lentil soup. Let's do it. Hey guys! So in case you're wondering which Instant Pot I'm using today, I will be using 6-quart Instant Pot logs. I have 3. That's why I like to specify. You can use 8-quart as well. And it doesn't have to be Instant Pot. So all we're gonna do is dump everything in here. First go onions, 2 carrots, and as I mentioned before, we went on a little mini vacation and our fridge, for some reason it's old. Our kitchen is gonna go under reno soon. Somebody adjusted the temperature so it went into very cool mode and it froze everything. So all our produce froze. So instead of throwing it away, you can make soup because it gets cooked anyways, and that's what we're using today. So frozen carrots, and these are baby carrots, it doesn't really matter, or you can use 2 large carrots. Then 2 cups of green or brown lentils. I bought these lentils as green, but I have my suspicions they're kind of like green-brown. I like to rinse my lentils because I don't know where they have been, so 2 cups. By the way, you don't have to soak lentils. They're not like dried beans. And usually I would ask you to add 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, but because our fridge froze, I'm using frozen tomatoes. Alex just diced up frozen tomatoes and I'm going to combine them. We had leftover tomato paste. And when I open a can of tomato paste, we usually transfer it to a glass container to use later. We don't leave it in a can because aluminum starts to oxidize. So I'm gonna combine 2, and it's gonna be instead of a can of diced tomatoes. So it just shows you how you don't have to throw out ingredients and use what you have, and that's why I love soups. They're so forgiving. You can clean out the fridge and save a lot of money. Spices. Here we have cumin, oregano, salt, and pepper. You can also add curry powder a little bit. It's really up to you what flavor of soup you like. But today we're using cumin and oregano. Salt and pepper. Of course, bay leaves. I add bay leaves to all soups and stews. You can use veggie broth, but I like to buy these organic bouillon cubes, and they're low in sodium, and I like that I always have them on hand instead of opening a carton of broth and just forgetting about it in the fridge and it's not that fresh. So I'm gonna use 2 of these. Okay, and the recipe has celery in it, but we don't have celery and we're using what we have on hand and it's totally fine. Now, adding liquid. I have included ingredients amount for both 6-quart and 8-quart Instant Pots. Same cooking time, just a little bit different amounts. You can also cut the 6-quart recipe in half and use it in your 3-quart. So now all we have left to do is add liquid. And you know how there is PC Max line? So you shouldn't add ingredients past this line when pressure cooking. So what I'm gonna do, instead of adding like, let's say 10 cups of water like recipe says, you can do that, but I'm just gonna add water up to this line. And absolutely one of my favorite tricks when making soup in Instant Pot is using boiled water, because it's already hot, so Instant Pot will take less time to come to pressure. And it probably will not be enough to fill the Instant Pot. Oh, maybe today is my lucky day. Woo! Stop! It's perfect. See? PC Max. So the whole kettle fit. It was my lucky day. Usually it's not enough. And you don't have to stir. You don't have to stir, and you don't have, in this case, to worry about the tomatoes burning. It's gonna be fine. So now all we have left to do is put the lid in place and move the valve to sealing. I always do that right away after I close the lid, just to make sure I don't forget. And press pressure cooking or pressure cook or manual button on high pressure. The thing about Instant Pot Duo is it has low and high pressure, so that's where you have to make sure you're pressing pressure cook high pressure. But on Lux models, you just press manual. It all cooks on high pressure. There is no low pressure option on Lux, which is fine. And we're gonna do 18 minutes. So what will happen now, what should happen now, is Instant Pot will take about 20-30 minutes to come to pressure. You will hear water heating up and boiling and gurgling, blah, blah, blah. It's all cool, that's what it should do. And you also probably will see some steam coming out from the pressure release valve. It's okay. And it might happen until this pin, the float pin valve, pops up. And that means when your Instant Pot came to pressure and it's sealed, and it's gonna start cooking from there. So now that our lentil soup is ready and finished cooking, we can do quick release. You can also do natural release, but I end up doing quick release because I'm always running around. But like with any soup, even with quick release, I like to give it about 3 to 5 minutes just for the bubbling to come down and stop. Otherwise, probably the liquid will be shooting through the pressure release valve. So you just turn to venting, and one note, I'm gonna take it outside, and that's what I do with all my quick release recipes, because I don't want my studio, or in your case house, smell like food for days. And somebody commented and said, oh, that is so scary and dangerous to release the pressure by the window or outside. Well, to me it's not, because all I do is I carry it like this. You literally lift the Instant Pot, you go to the window, in our case it's gonna be the window, you place it carefully. Just don't put your face there, and we release the pressure. So after quick release, we are gonna spruce our soup up. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Remember, I promised you about flavoring a soup and taking it from zero to hero. Well, it's kind of hero already, but we're gonna make it better. So remember my fridge malfunction? We're supposed to add fresh spinach now. My spinach half froze. So it's perfect because I can add it to soup, and you're supposed to use one container and I have only half. Don't worry, I have this under control. So actually a tip for you is when I go to grocery store and I see organic baby spinach on sale that's about to go bad, it's usually like 30-50% off, I grab 3-4 boxes and I freeze them for making spinach lentil soup or this lentil soup. So we add spinach, just add it in there. Okay, and don't worry about volume. As soon as you start stirring, it's gonna wilt. Look at this, it's beautiful. And since my box was half full, I have here frozen chopped, what's the name for it? Swiss chard. So a friend has a garden and she had too much of Swiss chard and kale, so she said, Alina, come on over. And I came over with scissors and bags and I chopped, and it's perfect. So I'm gonna add frozen, you can add any frozen leafy greens. And now we're going from 0 to hero. Okay, well, from 100 to hero. A clove of garlic added after cooking makes this soup outstanding. And it's totally different from when you add garlic in the beginning. That's why I did not add it in the beginning, because it cooks, especially under pressure, it does flavor, I find garlic does flavor soup, but with Instant Pot soups and stovetop soups, I like to add it at the end. Just grate it. I love my zester. It's amazing. You can bang it on a stainless steel pot. That and last thing, herbs. Again, herbs take any soup from 100 to hero. I'm using what I have on hand. Green onions and Italian parsley. Cilantro would be good. Dill would be good. Anything. And then you stir. Our soup, lentil soup, is pretty much ready. I can't wait for the taste test. You can keep it like this, totally plant-based and vegan, or I like to grate Parmesan cheese into each bowl. I don't do it in a pot because it kind of like melts in there, but for the bowl, oh yeah, baby. Taste test.
Taste test.
I'm so hungry. I'm gonna eat you.
Okay, thank you.
I like a lot of pepper on my soup and Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Already did.
Oh wow.
Good. Really good.
Why do I keep burning my mouth?
This is really good.
So good. You might think that lentils are boring. Nah, they're awesome. Like after you make this soup.
So much flavor.
So much flavor. Yeah. Good. Spices are good. It is flavorful, moderately flavorful. If you really like punch of spices, you can add a little bit more, maybe a little bit of red pepper flakes or curry powder. I love curry powder with lentils.
Look, this is my bowl. Oh, this is Alina's bowl. Mine is bigger.
I don't know, mine is deeper.
This is good.
And the best feature of Instant Pot is that it has keep warm, so it can keep soup warm. It's what, 2 o'clock right now, not even, until dinner when kids get back from school. Lentil soup. Dinner, lentil soup. Honestly, that's how we survive many days. I just make a huge pot of soup and we just eat it right after school for dinner. This is lunch. Like, yeah.
We're survivors.
We're Ukrainian Russian survivors. This is a freezer meal and there are instructions on my website, iFoodReal.com. For this recipe, search Instant Pot lentil soup and you can prepare it as a freezer meal, put it in a bag and cook from frozen. It's amazing. Instant Pot is amazing. If you don't have Instant Pot, you're missing out. But probably if you're watching, you have Instant Pot.
I know. Instant Pot.
Anyways.
Is awesome. Okay.
This is so good. Guys, it's so hearty. Anyways, I think we're done talking for today.
It was good.
If you like this video, right there, thumbs up. Subscribe, but thumbs up. And see you next Friday. Bye.
Bye.